So this is the unboxing of the new Pearl Flexi adjustable razor. This is the 50 pack of blades that come with Willis from India, probably. It has some 50 blades and 5 free, so 55 blades, small pack, saloon pack, like there is no reference about making them in India. Probably India is the country of origin, because also has a price on rupees here. Oh yes, I haven't opened them, but made in India, so it's made in India. The packs is like Wilkinson sword, the Gillette Wilkinson sword. It has 10 packs, so 5 packs of 10 blades, and that's all. And this is the razor. I haven't opened it. It's with its protective plastic, and I have some razor blade here to help me open it. So be careful, because these razors, even though it's used a couple of times, it's still sharp and can damage your fingers if you are not careful enough. So this is the anticipated adjustable razor from Pearl. It seems to be something like copy from the Rex Ambassador or the Gibbs adjustable razor. It has some the same philosophy behind it. So this is an instruction leaflet. How to use it, with instructions, how to use it, how to maintain it, how to save. Okay, it has some weight of 90 millimeters and the handle is 83 millimeters. The handle is exactly the same like in Mercury 34. See, it's a 2-piece close comb, 130 grams. It's very, very weighty, and the blade gap is from 0.35 millimeters to 1.4 millimeters. A huge blade gap. So this was the leaflet. It's a thank you note about purchasing it. Thank you for trusting me to do this review. This is a warranty card for 5 years, and the purchase date, a microfiber cloth. I believe this is nothing more. The razor is right here. Wait, for sure. The finish is nice. Okay, and the base where you put it and you store it, and that's a nice touch because it adds up to this, to the somehow beauty of the razor, and probably that's it. So out of the way. Right away I noticed that this is clear blue. Maybe they could make it in a bit of black rubber like this part and be more aesthetically pleasing. And for that part, maybe that's some machine flaws, but in that part, if you can see, there are some small dimples too, exactly, one smaller and one bigger. That's not a nice thing to watch. And now this has a small logo. It has a nice knurling, not very deep. Nowhere else near like the Rex Ambassador I reviewed a couple of months ago. The philosophy behind it is exactly the same. It has this adjustment dial with a red dot from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.5, 6 plus for the most aggressive save. It seems very smooth. Yes, very smooth. Let me open it. It doesn't have a magnetic, yes, handle, okay. It slides, okay. It has some machine marks, the top cap, but let me see clear. It's not so bad, and these parts where the blade meets, the top and the bottom one, are polished or tempered, something like that. It's processed, so okay, that's great. The threads of the razor seemed very nice. Yeah, smooth. And okay, let me put a blade. This is used one, and I don't really care about it. I'm gonna disinfect the razor as soon as I'm done with this video. I'm not gonna save with this without cleaning it. So the blade sits very good in these posts. I will insert it and then make sure it's perfect. Yes, both sides is great, and then I'm gonna tighten it. Okay, that's great. As soon as I tightened it, because I had my hands in this adjustable collar, I could feel that there wasn't any grip. Maybe the spring here is not so tight. Maybe a bigger or stronger one was a better match. Okay, but if you have your fingers in the head or the handle, it's great. Okay, you can tighten it very nice. The blade reveal seems exactly the same. How do you find it? And this is the smallest one. Okay, it's not a lot of blade showing. 2, it's a little bit more. Maybe this is crooked because I believe this part, this side of the razor, has smaller gap between the blade and the bottom part in here than this, but maybe it's my lack of sight, maybe lack of seeing exactly if there is a match, a gap or not. 2, 3 bigger one for sure. Yes, bigger one, but not like Future. I believe it's more manageable one. 4 bigger one, 5 bigger one, and 6. Oh, I didn't see that coming. It's a very big one. I believe it's more than 1 week of growth, maybe 2 weeks of growth. And if, let me tell you something, if the blade is held by the very edge of it, by the razor, like this, like the Razorrock Game Changer, like the Rex Ambassador, because there is less blade flex, the blade rigidity is smaller, the blade tends to cut better, because there isn't this flex that compromise the shave. But I'm sorry, and when you choose a bigger gap, a bigger setting, if there is an adjustable razor, you tend to get a better shave with less blade exposure, with less aggressiveness. So to me, of course, to my opinion, Rockwell 6S is about 2.5 and 3, maybe 2, because there is not a lot of blade rigidity, or probably there is a lot of blade rigidity. There is not flex, probably, so a smaller grab works better to take down the stubble. Okay, and you have 3, 4, 5 days or even a week of growth, maybe the 4 to 5 setting is plenty enough. And when you have a very large heavy beard, 6 is the all way to go. I believe it's a very nice razor. It has also, if you can see, let me disassemble it so it doesn't cut my fingers in the process. Something to mention, because I really like these long posts like Gillette used to use back in the day. I really like them. I really believe that helps the blade sit better on the razor and straighter. So like the Rex Ambassador, here it says made in India, and here it says Pearl 20M0015. Maybe it's 2020, the first 20, and then it's the 15th model, probably. I don't know. That's a nice touch. That's something that a lot of manufacturers believe that's not really important for them, but to me it's a nice touch and something that makes the razor a little bit more personal. Okay, so I will clean it, disinfect it with some antibacterial soap and a toothbrush, some alcohol after, and then I'm gonna proceed to shave. So see you in a minute. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So we cleaned it, sanitized it with some alcohol and toothbrush with soap, so I believe it's ready to use. I have already loaded with a Gillette 7 o'clock green super stainless, and because I have already did a couple of saves with it, this video is in the future, a little bit in the future. I'm gonna keep my hardware to a standard, to a constant variation, so I can see exactly how it saves. So For my soap, Mitchell's Woolfat. Okay, classic. My brush will be my Yaqi 2-band soaking right now, 24mm Badger brush. I have already put a little bit of water on my soap. I'm gonna show you the blade. Hopefully my video isn't too long. So super stainless, 7 o'clock. Okay, reloading. So the biggest flaw to the razor for me and for everybody, I believe, is that when it's on the lowest setting, it's okay, but when you try to get it to 6, it's a little bit like a slant. The gap between the safety bar and the blade isn't equal on the right side and the left side on either side. Note that it isn't a big gap, it isn't a huge gap. It's not noticeable, yes, but Pearl already knows it, and they are willing to eliminate that problem. Kevy saves from Scotland, I believe, from the Britain, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how is all that United Kingdom stuff. Said that posted the video and said that this the inner thread, the inner post, is way small than the outer, this part, so there is a tolerance, a big tolerance, and this can move. If this was smaller and the gap between the inner rod and the outer rod, this part where the numbers are, was smaller, the spring that makes it move up or down could have been better. The mechanism could have been better, but this, as I said, this is a thing that Pearl wants to fix it and to replace all the existing razors, so that's great. The second, to me, this is the most important. The second is that the adjuster dial doesn't click, doesn't turn to 1, it turns like to 1.25 to 1.5 at the lowest point, and in the biggest point it turns to 6.25 to 50. Even the Rex Ambassador turns above 6, but I believe this is an issue that they will resolve with the first, the alignment problem. The third, the finish, the plating on these corners, and on all corners, but two of them are a bigger concern. I will put some pictures on these corners, are a little bit not perfect. Not that any of these affects the save. This part, not the corner, this part, okay, I will you will see within the pictures. The plating is a little bit not perfect like the other parts of the razor. Also the slots in some corners, they have some rough edges. Also I will put some pictures on it. I believe this is parts of the cosmetic issue. This cannot affect the save, but this is something that many consumers will notice, and they probably want to fix the company should fix them, because it's a shame to have such a nice razor and have some cosmetic issues. And second from last is that the laser engraving, or this part of the razor, is not so great, where curves like 2 or 3 or 5 or 6, there is not so great, seems cheap. Like, it's not laser engraving, it's not that it's gonna wear off anytime soon, but it's not so great. I believe it could be better. And the last, the base, I showed you before that on the part that touches your counter, the shelf, everything is made from something like a clear blue plastic. I believe if it was a solid black, like the O-ring in the middle of the base, it would be perfect. But this is just the cosmetic part. The two last is the cosmetic parts and the finish of it. The two major concerns, the one that ultimately affects the save is this safety bar misalignment, and they gonna fix it. So don't be rough, don't be harsh for this company, because they only sell it for 50 bucks. It's for 60 euros, I believe it's $70. It's 1/4 the price of the Rex, and it's CNC brushed. So let me start the save. I will put the water on my face. And in the save, I will talk about all the things that I like, that I really like. So, Yaqi Mocha, Yaqi 2 band. I don't recall how this handle is called. It seems now that I somehow tweaked mid-cells, it performs even better. A little bit more water. I have done something like a blooming, a total blooming of the soap. So I believe I have plenty of load. It's a small container to load with this enormous brush. So last weekend I cut my mid-cells into pieces. I placed it in a bowl and bloomed with water, and had a spoon nearby so that I could stir it a little bit. And this was that I did for a couple of hours. I put some water, stir it, make it soft, see that it somehow that water was absorbed in the soap, and then I repeat the process. Then it was better. It seems very nice, very hydrated, so I placed it in the plastic bowl, in that plastic bowl, and it was more prominent from the top. So I pushed it with my fingers, I left it to dry, air dry. For a couple of days, and then tried it. It was better. It was softer, so I could easier. I could load it easier. So I believe I have a great lather. And today I'm gonna start my save with setting number 2 and then adjust to 3, because some said that that's a way to go with adjustable, so let me try it. So first pass with the grain, 2 days of growth. This alignment problem really affects the higher settings. I found that in the settings from 1 to 3.5 it's great. The alignment problem isn't so visible. So this is a CNC brass made razor with 3 layers of plating, and it's tested by these crazy Indians by spraying it with salt water on 28 hours of experiment, something of testing. And this knurling on the handle is more shallow, something like that. It's not so deep like the Rex. I will include in the description the video where I had the Rex Ambassador for a couple of days and made a review about it. The price is just great. It retails about 500 and no, it's 5,100 rupees. This is approximately 60 euros, and that includes 50 blades and the base. If I'm not mistaken, the Rex has something like a $50 base and not included in the price. It's heavier. I will include the dimensions from of the Pearl Flexi and the Rex in the description. They are about the same length, but the Pearl is approximately 30 grams heavier. Great slickness. A little bit of water. I believe this brush is great all around because it has great soft tips but great backbone as well, so it's great for for creams, for soaps. Okay. That adjustment ring seems to be a little bit better than the Rex at the beginning, because some users reported that when they save, the adjustment ring tends to move with their fingers, and that's not good to do in the middle of the save. I think that this is tighter, maybe, so that's a great. And doesn't rattle even without a blade. No rattling, no, it's solid. So second pass, 3, setting 3. Lighter touch. Okay. Also, I want to note that this particular razor, the Pearl, has a positive blade exposure. If you imagine a line forming on the top cap and the safety bar, the positive exposure razor have a blade that extends this line. The neutral is just in this line, and the negative is just inwards. It doesn't reach, doesn't exceeds that line. So a positive razor, positive blade exposure razor is Pearl, is Rex. Neutral is something like a Game Changer, and a negative one is like Rockwell. I do not tend to like the positive blade exposure because they make me to nick myself, because the blade is exceeding this line, and with any setting that blade touches your face more often. So I really like the neutral and the negative ones, like the Rockwell, because it's so safe, so safe. So also I don't remember if I mentioned it, this has a 5-year warranty. The Rex has lifetime warranty. And okay, I have cut my nose on that part, great. I will rinse, get my sideburns a little bit more straight, and come back to you for the aftershave. So in a minute. Okay, we're back. We're ready. That's a great save. I believe the second pass on 3 wasn't necessary at all. I could have stayed with 2 or even lower, or maybe a little bit 2 and a 5. So, Floid Mentolado Vigoroso for the aftershave. Don't worry, I have already ordered, to say exactly, 2 bottles, a Vigoroso and Suave. So, my stocks aren't eliminated. So, let me show you again my gear, and then I will talk a little bit about pearl. So, Mitchell's wool fat with my special treatment. This is the box. I have saved it to show videos because it's so great, so nice, so classical. Yaqi 2-band loaded with Mitchell's. Great 2-band badger, and this is a pearl. It's heavy, yes. It's aggressive, yes. It's something that many users will like, probably. It has some potential. It has a great value for money. Okay, it has some baby birth problems, something like that, but some early issues, but okay. I believe this will be all sorted out in the future, and note that even the Rex had some issues in the first batches, and then all resolved. All was great. I believe one thing that I could change with that is the diameter of the handle. I want it to be a little bit smaller, not the length, the width, and maybe a little bit lower profile head. I believe this would be great. But other than that, in that particular state, I believe it's a great razor and a great base to be even better in the next batches. So, yes, that's great. Great save. Okay. The previous time had a whipper here. This time I'm having a whipper here and a small cut that already is healed, stopped bleeding. So that's about Pearl Flexi adjustable razor. Great one. I believe this will be all sorted out soon, very soon, and all these gonna be replaced. And I believe that this will all be sorted out because I had a long conversation with a manager from this company, and he reassured me that all these issues are already known by a couple of testers and all these informed Pearl about this, and they gonna sort them out. Yes, it would be great if there wasn't any issue about it at the very first place, but this is life. So, and my cuckoo clock. So have a nice day, and see you in the next save. The Greek saver here. Stay healthy and protect yourselves. This is the friendly reminder. So, until next time, goodbye.